Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Swati Chakraborty, the moderator of today's session of the Young Dialogue program project. And for this wonderful module 3, which will be led by Elizabeth Park, she is managing the portfolio for KaiSeed's online resources on Connect to Dialogue, an open online platform hosted by KaiSeed International Dialogue Center to support work and interest in the field of interreligious and intercultural dialogue. She leads the coordination of the platform's networking area and community interest groups for members. Elizabeth has more than 30 years work experience in international organizations and legal environments at executive level in UK, Germany, and Austria. She grew up in UK, a rich scouting, WOSM, and guiding, WAGGS environment, which has certainly influenced her strong belief in community spirit and power on youth. On moving to Austria in 1993, she joined the Austrian Scouting Association as Group Scout leader of her local troop and district commissioner supporting around 15 scout troops for well over 15 years. In this spirit, she passed on as best she could all that she had learned during her own youth, as well as learning herself from the younger generations. Elizabeth is a founder and chair of a local association to promote and support mental and physical well-being for all. For today's session, this session will introduce and demonstrate the online platform connecttodialogue.org and answer any question you may have connect with this particular website, connecttodialogue.org. So today's session will be on Connect to Dialogue, which is an online safe space for dialogue. Connect to Dialogue is a global innovative flagship networking platform to raise awareness and connect members with the wider IRD community. IRD here refers interreligious dialogue. It is unique to ever-growing field of organizations and individuals working in IRD and sustainable, as it presents an essential tool for interaction, dissemination of news, information, and enables connections between their members. The new digital space offers resources and directories of an open access with special members-only features such as the ability to expand personal contacts both regionally and around the world, foster partnerships with other working or similar projects, exchange ideas, resources, and form interest groups. Thank you so much, and I welcome Liz and all the interns here who have been presented here today. So I hand over the session to Elizabeth for the further detailed discussion on Connect to Dialogue. Thank you so much and welcome, a warm welcome to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Swati, and thank you for that rather wonderful introduction. You've saved me quite some talking. Thank you. Connect to Dialogue is an environment. We have two environments. We have the open source environment, which is open to everybody to go and visit and use the resources, people who are working in the field of interreligious dialogue or simply interested. And here we're trying to provide information in different and various forms, whether it is a directory of people or organizations, or whether we're showing you promising practices, so tried and tested case studies that are set out like recipes that we can reciprocate. And then we have the networking area, which is for the safe digital space for people to share their best practices and information, the knowledge that they have, which we will be separating into various thematic interest groups. So the best way for us to understand what the project does is to look at it. So I'm going to share my screen and I will take you on a little journey through the platform. And when I'm finished, then we can go back to visit particular areas that you might be interested in and answer any questions. So I hope that that's a good way of approaching this. So let me, I've just practiced this. Let's hope it works. So this is the home screen of Connect to Dialogue. And it is fully searchable. And these are our search options that we have. And these search options link to this rotating globe. And here we are mapping our directories. The directories we currently map are our directory of organizations working in interreligious dialogue, which we have separated into organizations working internationally, nationally, and in regions. And we also now have a use directory. So we've introduced a thematic directory. I'm going to take it out to the world picture. And here we are mapping our individuals. Our fullest directory at the moment is the CAICID Fellows, which we introduced earlier this year. And here you can see them mapped across the world, and you can pan in and we can see the initiatives that the fellows are following. We can search for, I try Swati. So here is, we can find Swati. And if I pan out, she's there. And you can have the information on the activities. And here we have added, I think, Swati, you added yourself, the media, on your wonderful web platform for dialogue. We have the who is who. However, we haven't yet mapped the individuals from this particular directory. This directory lists people active and expert in interreligious dialogue. We need to get their permission to map them as they are individuals, and we'll be working on that. So this map will begin to become more populated as we add to it through the directories. The directories are also, they can be found here under Discover. And under Discover, we also have the various other open source applications. So the first three here are the directories that I just demonstrated that are mapped. And then we have promising practices. These are the recipes that I was talking about. This is all fully searchable, whether a keyword, if you're looking at a location, if you had a particular topic that you wanted to look under, or even something connected to a particular religion. And there is a full description of what the activity was about, who the target audience were, how it went. And using this, you can add this to your own activities. We also have dialogue voices, which are a selection of videos, also case studies explaining what activities and initiatives are happening. And we have two planning resources. This is a selection of interfaith calendars. So we decided, instead of putting our own interfaith calendar together, there are quite a number of organizations out there that have developed interfaith calendars targeting different audiences. So we keep the collection here so people can come in and find a particular calendar that would be best for them. For example, I've included the intercultural calendar that's been put out by the city of Vienna. So this would be particularly specific to people living in Austria. So the last one we have is called the Almanac of Cyclical IRD Events. And here we're listing events happening around the world that happen regularly, whether it's annually or biannually. And we tell you when they will occur, when the next one will happen. For example, the American Academy of Religion, they're just about to have their next event. We describe the event and we give you a link as best we can to the program or the agenda. And the next open source resource that we have is we have a calendar called What's On. And in here we will list the upcoming events that we know are happening in, from the almanac, from the cyclical events, but we also include here events, singular events that CAICID might be holding, or even the members of our network. And this is where I want to take you now. I want to take you into our networking area. This area will be populated by the people in the Who is Who, the organizations from the Peace Map directory, and the CAICID fellows. Currently, we're piloting it with the fellows, and Swati is being extremely helpful. And we will soon be opening it up to the next round of fellows and slowly bringing people in. So, how do you get into the network? Well, there is a tab here called Join the Network. And through this, you can make your application. As an individual, there's a particular form, or as an organization. And when you have filled out this form, this comes to me as the administrator, and then there are sort of validation processes that we go through to then bring the people in. So if you have been, it's agreed for you to join the network, you log in, and I will log in through the demonstration. So this is our safe digital space for networking. And the first field that you get is your own profile, so that you can check that your information is correct. And down the left-hand side, there are the different areas of the actual networking area. So I will go to my network. And here we list all the individuals to the network. You can see here that I have some what we call dummy profiles. These were the profiles that we set up for a select group of fellows to help us pilot the area. And you can, you can click on a profile. So this is how you can set up your networking. You can click on the profile and you can follow the person. And those people that you're following, you will see here. She's now added here to the list. And these are the other profiles that this particular demonstration avatar has connected with in the network. And through that, we have a messaging system. So you can message here directly. So if I wanted to send Camilla a message, I can do it here. And similarly to any other messaging system, my subject would be a presentation to youth for dialogue. Hi Camilla, sending a message during patient. And this will now be in her messaging box, and she will receive a notification that I've sent her a message. You can also check your inbox and send messages here. I just have to point out that the screen is a little bit split at the moment, and we're just fixing this particular bug. So down here, you can see that John Doe has sent a message to Camellia. Now, these are our, this is the central reason for this networking area, and these are the interest groups. And within these interest groups, here you can share your best practices, you can share your knowledge. And while I was looking at the earlier modules and listening to your discussions that you were having and about social media, and there was one particular comment that struck me was that information is available, but not the knowledge. And it was about being in a space where individuals are able to develop themselves and not to be in competition. Well, this is exactly why this has been developed. This is to allow people to come together from different religions, come together in different thematics where their interests particularly lie, and to be able to hold those conversations, to be able to share that information, and to know that your sources of information are authentic. Because I remember also, as I was listening, that there was a very, very interesting discussion about knowing your sources and the authenticity of that information that you're getting. And I can say that the way that this area, this safe digital space, will be managed and run is that there will always be validation going on to the information that's coming in. So I'm really very happy to be able to say that we can respond to those wishes that I heard within the discussions. So let me just show you the Asia region group. As you can see, it's marked private. That means that someone to come into this group would have to ask to join. And the admin or the moderator of the group would say, yes, this person's fine to join, they can come in. And the conversation and everything that's happening within that group is safe. It's a safe space where you are. We do have public groups where you can simply click and say, I want to join, and you're in, similar to some of the groups that you get like on Facebook and so. And we even have some groups that are hidden, that they're not even visible by any of the other members. So we have different levels of privacy within the networking area. And here, events can be set up. We have, we're blogging in here. You can see that Swati and I were gathering the pilot group together in our conversation. So there's all, and this is moderated. Swati is moderating the group at the moment. And it's also possible to add media. There is a group library. And in each interest group, we have a code of conduct, which is very important, and any media that is relevant to the group. What else can you do in the area? We have a job and funding area. At the moment, there aren't any in there. We did have some, but the deadlines have gone. So once the deadline for application has gone, then they immediately disappear. But every member is welcome. They may create a job. So if you have anything that you want to advertise, you can simply fill out the form here. And the other thing that you are also able to do is to create an event. When you create an event, it will also appear on the What's On calendar. So if, for instance, just say, for instance, we decided to set up an interest group for you, for the Youth for Dialogue, to give you a space to hold your conversations, and you had an event coming up, like, say, the presentation today, and you would want to make it public, you can create the event so you can see it within the interest group, but it would also appear in the What's On calendar. And it's possible for each person to bookmark it, and it would appear within their profile. So this is the general scheme of things through the platform and in the networking area. I feel like I can now move over to any questions, because I might have missed a few things that you need to know that I haven't covered. It was a very technical presentation, so I'm now open to hold the conversation.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for this wonderful discussions and overviews for Connected Dialogue, which is a safe space for having actual dialogue. And this is really neat for the hour. Now I open the forum for discussions. If the interns would like to ask anything, they can share. You just unmute yourself and just ask Elizabeth, because she is such a wonderful and darling to answer your question and queries with always a smiling face and always listening to others. So just ask her anything. Okay, so if not, I have a very small queries. Okay, Shumit, after you. Yes, yes, Shumit, unmute yourself and please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Shumit, perfect.
Yes. So I was following how ma'am was showing
Shumita,
the
please
technology.
introduce, please first introduce yourself so you will be familiar to Elizabeth. So, what you are doing,
Yes.
like a
So
very briefly.
but basically, I'm doing nothing at the moment except trying to gather knowledge on my field of studies, which is feminism, feminist studies. And apart from that, I take interest in uh, interreligion philosophies. I am personally practicing Buddhism at this point of time, as in it's been 5 years that I've been linked to Buddhism, and I'm uh, trying to gather more information on this particular philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and apart from my own like born gift that I got is I am a Hindu uh, woman, and so these are the two religions that I am trying to compare and find out that what are the things that I can acquire from them, like good things, the positive things. So this is what I'm doing, and I am jobless at the moment. I do not have any job. Otherwise, I love to get mingled with the social sector, development sector. So that is what I am doing at this point of time. So my question was, when you were showing the technical ways of getting into the or creating a profile in the KaiSid website,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there was there was there were two options: individual, and this was group. or organization. So I personally do not belong from any organization at this point of time.
Mhm. So you would go in as an individual. And if you're not connected to an organization,
What
then
is
you
the
don't need to put it in. But what you could do is say that you're an intern with Youth for Dialogue.
Acha. Okay.
But you don't, individuals do not necessarily have to be, this isn't a required field to say that you're connected to an organization. But it's always very good to give us some information about your person here so that we get more idea of who is applying to join the network. So here. The other form, yes, that's for the organizations. And it's a lot more involved than the individual application. There's a lot more information to put in there as an organization.
Yes.
And so Maida, what you're doing is absolutely fascinating. I applaud what you're doing. And if there can be of any help for you, is what I can suggest is you can use this to maybe contact people that can help you on your journey to understanding Buddhism. We don't do religious, not yet. We're not doing religious literacy at the moment, but there might be some moves to bring in some resources. Or another project that I manage is the Kaisid webinars. So you can watch that space or link with me in LinkedIn, and I'll always be sort of calling out what's coming next from there. But for Connected Dialogue, if you go to Who is Who, and you filter for Buddhism. Now, these people are here for a reason. You can connect to them, and you don't need to be a member of Connected Dialogue for this. This is open source. So if they are prepared to be in contact with people, they will have given us. Let us try the Dharma Master. Read more. So you can pick up an email and you can write to these people if you want to get, so if you see someone here that you feel you can relate to and you would like to reach out to them, you can try. That's why they're here in the directory. It's not just a showcase. They're really there because they know that they're going to get contacted. So you're very welcome. You can do the same with the organizations. So if you preferred to, I'm not sure. Okay, here, there's one organization, One Buddhism, that you can try there. And then, of course, the fellows, who are always amazingly helpful. They will be really, really happy to be contacted. So again, you can do the same and catch up with any one of these. I don't think there are email addresses attached to them. But if there was someone here that you wanted to speak to, you can always write to us. You can write to the, get in contact with me, and we can bring that, make that connection for you. Okay.
Okay. That's so sweet.
Just to show you sort of what we've got there.
Thank you so much.
And Sumedha, with your feminism studies, we've just done a series of webinars called Women's Voices. So you can have a look
That's
back
great.
at those webinars.
So,
Yeah,
do
you
I
can
get
connect
to
with
see?
Elizabeth. Yeah, you can connect Elizabeth anytime. Elizabeth, would you please give your email address and they can connect with you directly?
Sure.
Yeah, apart from that, if anyone would like to ask something, because Shumita had really wonderful question, and this is really valid because for some reason we are here. For some reason you have been selected and you are part of this Young Dialogue project. And it's not the ending with this kind of webinar and this will be ended. We really want to have the opportunity we can able to create for you in the long run, and you can be part of any project that will be up in the upcoming days. We can have more collaboration, more networking. So I think that's the opportunity that we would like to create for all of you. And that's why Connect to Dialogue is a space, I think Elizabeth demonstrated rightly, that where we can actually able to connect with each and every individual in the particular field where you are being fitted or suitable for you. So I would like to have any other questions or input or particular comments on Elizabeth's presentation. Malika, Mritika, Joya, Dr. Firdaus. We have two more fellows, but Dr. Aishwarya had some urgent call from for college or university. If not, then we can just conclude for today's session, because it was really wonderful to have Elizabeth, and I'm really happy that I'm part of the pilot project, and which has been really working well. And though sometimes it's really hard to find the suitable time to discuss, but apart from that, this is really wonderfully well. And yeah, technical glitches are always been included. We can't ignore the fact that we will have the technical glitches. And
yeah, what I would what I can say is I'd really love to invite the Youth for Dialogue interns, if you, at your own pace, take a look at Connect to Dialogue and at the resources. If there's anything that you would like to see added to them, if you have any ideas. I think one of the, I think I missed one of my resources actually when I was showing it to you, and if I may just take a moment to do this. I have a resource called Statements for Peaceful Coexistence, and so just as an example, so here we're collecting, as it says, statements made by influential people. For example, here the head of the WHO, the World Health Organization, on COVID in May 20, and I have the Charter of the New Alliance of Virtue in here, so statements and charters and things like that. So if there's anything that you know, if you've heard a statement that's been made which has an interreligious element for peaceful coexistence, then you can write to me and say, hey, I've seen this or heard this statement, and I think it's a great resource. Or if you found a new interfaith calendar, or if you've know of an initiative that's taken place that you think would be great in the promising practices, then just let me know. Send me some information, and I will do my best to put it into the resources, because they need to be expanded upon. You know, it needs to be an organic and living and growing environment that we're in there, not just for us, but also for the resources.
Yes, Elizabeth, that is very, very important. That
Yeah,
really
I have a,
adds this and more organic because otherwise, yeah, in social media, we can have the paid promotion as well, but it is always good to have the organic and the live one
yes,
by
yeah,
the young generations because they have a very fresh ideas. And I'm very, very proud that my all my interns, they are really working well, and they are actually part and parcel for this particular project which I have been started. So that is very important, and I really recommend all of you, please go through the website that has been created
mm,
with the help of Kite, and of course
mm,
lead by Elizabeth. And please go through that, and if you find any kind of suggestions, as she said, please write back to her. So it is very important to have your feedback on this, and please enroll yourself so you can expand your network as well and utilize that. And I think we have a question or
yes.
suggestion from Firdaus, Dr. Firdaus, how to get
Ye-
connected with people working on development, economic issues, and gender.
Okay, first of all, from the open access viewpoint, so not within the networking area at the moment, but there is, so in the same way as Sumeda was talking about the feminism and Buddhism, getting information and finding people, we also have areas and forms of action. And I'll do this through the map weights. So we have, for example, disappeared, women's rights. So anyone working in that area would be mapped in that way. Or you can, again, you can do it through, so if you're specifically looking to connect to people, we have it here. And then you will get a list of people working in that area, and you can filter it even more down to, you know, particular countries or areas. Or you might say, no, I want a male working in the area. I don't know if this can work. Yeah. So then and on economic, we have shared human values. And again, you would find the people that way. But I'm sure that as we start to populate the networking area, that as these interests come up, then we will find people who will populate, or could even start an interest group to attract people with that knowledge. I wasn't sharing my screen at the time, was I? So I've just realized I was demonstrating without sharing my screen.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm very sorry. You'll have to cut that out of the recording.
And that's okay.
So now I'm,
Your
yeah,
explanation is much
I'm,
more important.
yeah, sorry. I thought I was still presenting. Whoops. So here, like I said, this is shared human values. And yeah, it filters with the areas and forms of action here. Directly in the directory, or what I was trying to show you without showing my screen, but now with my screen, is that you can share, you can search here, and you can ask, not worth it with the individuals, but at the moment, but with organizations. then you can map. Try again. So now it jumped. And then it will tell you how many organizations include women's rights, and you get them visually on the map. The information here. Over and out.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Elizabeth. It means a lot to us. And you really, you are doing actually, because this is expanding, and this will go further beyond our imagination in the upcoming years, because it will take time and we will grow together actually. So that's what my suggestion to all the interns here for Young Dialogue. And please go through this website, and if you have any suggestions, and I would really recommend all of you to join it, and let's play around it, because once more and more you will explore, you will connect to the people who are been part of your interest group. So that is very important.
And you can also start, I mean, the idea is that if you have an idea for a particular interest group, there's something that you really want to be talking about or gathering the information on, we can also think about setting up an interest group for that. We can, if you decide to come in, we can even set up an interest group for you. To have your discussions, although I think as social media experts you will have your own particular platform where you'll be doing that, but you're very, very welcome to come and join, and yeah, get in contact with all those other people working in the interreligious dialogue sector.
Thank you so much. I really wish you all the best, Elizabeth, for your upcoming work. You're doing really wonderful work in terms of the cancer awareness, particularly I'm interested into, because that is very important to raise the issues and to raise the awareness and literacy programs. I would like to request to all the interns to please switch on the camera. That is a logistic announcement, that we will have a picture together with Elizabeth. Thank you, Ritika, for your support in this. Hope you are doing well. And Kanai and Joya, Dr. Firdaus. Please switch on your camera so we can have a picture very quickly. Yes, Joya, thank you so much. Dr. Firdaus.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks. No, Mritika, it's not done yet. Kanai, could you please on the camera?
Sure, ma'am.
Possible? Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Firdaus? Okay, you are outside. No problem. So we can have. No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's done. Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
It's a pleasure to have all of you. Take care. Have a wonderful day and wonderful night.
You too. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.